Hello, my name is Evan and I'm going to talk to you about knights. Most famous knights. Some of the most famous knights are William Marshall. William was considered England's greatest knight, serving 5 knights and gaining renown for his skill in tournaments. The Black Prince, Edward of Woodstock, known for his black armor and leadership at the Battle of Crecy during the 100 Years' War. Robert the Bruce, a Scottish warrior who defended the English Bannock Burn, securing Scottish independence. Who could become a knight? In the Middle Ages, typically only men from noble families could become a knight, as it required extensive training, a good horse, and expensive armor, meaning they usually had to be from a wealthy family. In rare cases, commoners could be knighted for exceptional military service. In their free time, knights would often participate in tournaments, hunt, practice horsemanship, engage in courtly activities like dancing, and attend feasts or social gatherings, all while adhering to the code of chivalry. Oh wait, hold on. I also made a sword.
Did you want to point out the famous knights? The famous knights? No? Did you point to them on the poster?
Do I have to? This is William Marshall, this is the Black Knight, and this is Robert the Bruce.
Okay. Hey, my name is Caleb, and I'm going to teach you some stuff about knights. A helmet is a metal headpiece that knights wear to protect their heads. Plate armor is a type of body armor made from bronze, iron, or steel. A shield is a protective weapon used to block attacks from other weapons. A sword is a sharp-bladed, double-edged weapon used by many knights. A lance is a long, sharp weapon that was used in jousting tournaments. It was also carried well on horses. Chainmail is a type of armor worn by many knights and soldiers. It is made up of tiny metal rings sewn onto leather. Chainmail is good for deflecting sword slashes. Coats of arms are symbols used to identify families or people. Knights wore suits of armor with helmets, chainmail, weapons, and shields. Chainmail would cost around 820 silver coins in medieval times, which is about a year's worth of salary for common workers. And also, I made this shield.
Hi, my name is Joshua, and I'm going to talk to you about knights. A knight's job was to fight for their lord in battle, to demonstrate bravery and skill, while also upholding the code of chivalry, which included protecting the weak, respecting women, and behaving with courtesy towards everybody. They also protected the church, their territory, and the weak. They also guarded castles. The process of becoming a knight. That is a page, that's a squire, and that's a knight. Children of nobility were raised by foster mothers in castles until they were 7 years old. They then became a page. Pages carried messages, served meals, cleaned, prepared for battle, and attended to their knight. Around age 14, they became squires. Squires took care of the knight's horses, took care of the knight's equipment, and took care of the knight. They also fought in battle, learned courtly etiquette, learned fighting skills, how to ride horses, and how to read and write. Not all squires became knights, but if they did, it was generally at age 21. They truly became knights after an act of bravery. They would swear an oath of chivalry. They would fight in tournaments, fight in wars, and compete in tournaments. In the Crusades, knights in the Crusades were called Crusaders. Crusaders fought with the Muslim Turks over the Holy Land. These knights included French and English soldiers, and soldiers from the Holy Roman Empire. The Crusaders also protected European travelers. That's a crusader. That is a battle near a castle. This is Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney is a modern knight. Modern knights are knighted by the King or Queen of England. Other modern knights include Ronald Reagan, Bill Gates, and Alfred Hitchcock. I made this crusader helmet. This is a lance that I also made, which is used in tournaments. And this is a longbow, which is a type of recurve bow, which was used in the Middle Ages.
Sir Calebus. Sir Joshua.
Any questions?
Hello, young ones. I am Sir Ferris, dressed as William the Conqueror, here with my noble friends Duchess Delaney and Conqueror Connor. Today I am here to talk about some of the best considered weapons, some of the most common, most feared, and weapons for crusading and attacking castles. Some weapons that were commonly used throughout the Middle Ages were the pike, the spear, the sword, and the mace. Some of the most feared weapons during the Middle Ages were the battle axe, the warhammer, the mace, and the crossbow. Some of the considered best weapons for the Middle Ages were swords, crossbows, and axes. Some of the best weapons for crusading were swords, lances, and horses. Then, finally, some of the best weapons for attacking castles were siege weapons, cannons, pikes, crossbows, bows, and swords. Some siege weapons are shown here as in the trebuchet, catapult, and ballista. Here we have a flail, a sword, and an axe. Right there's some spears too. Please enjoy the following presentations.
Hi, my name is Delaney. First, I'm going to talk about who made the weapons and how they were made. Blacksmiths and other skilled artisans were responsible for making the weapons. Blacksmiths used a forge to heat metal and then hammer the metal into the right shape. And then there's a photo of a blacksmith making a weapon, and then there's an example. The siege weapons were made from wood, rope, leather, and metal. The Mongolian fired boulders by using twisted ropes. A ballista was usually used as a siege weapon that shot spears, sharp wooden stakes, and rocks at enemies. The trebuchet was a type of catapult that launched mainly stones at clay targets. And then I made a sword. There we go.
Behind it.
Behind me. Okay, thank you. There's the sword.
Hello, my name is Connor, and I'm going to talk to you about weapons and the strongest. You can write my card.
And the strongest. Keep
I
going.
made an axe out of cardboard. Well-known weapons were flail, halberds, swords, spears, katanas, and battle axes. A flail was used for striking the head in combat. The sword was used for more than one thing: self-defense, a show of political power, dueling, fighting, and more. Battle axes have many variants like one-handed and two-handed and more. Halberd was like a long stick with an axe blade, with a spike used commonly in battle. Its handle is a long stick with an axe blade. Spears were used by many soldiers because their shapings is used for many plans in battle. They can be thrown. Katana was used for quick attacks. Its style showed a fighter's spirit. They needed to show discipline and focus to use the style. Medieval axe is called an axe blade. The strongest sword in medieval times was the great sword. It was stronger and heavier than the long sword. The longest and heaviest sword in the great is the great sword. It reached 5 feet long.
Connor, can we show some of those?
Oh yeah, I made this axe thing, and this is the flail, this is the sword, this is the halberd, these are the spears, that's the battle axe. That's the battle axe. And this is the axe I made, guys. Here, you guys can all see it. It will like.
Any questions? Also, at the beginning of the presentation, I forgot to say that I also made this mace and my sword.
Hi, my name is Emery. I'm going to talk to you about novels. Their famous kings and queens were Charlemagne, William the Conqueror, owner of Aquitaine, and Empress Matilda. Noblemen and noblewomen managed their landed estates, providing military service to their superior lord in times of war. They were achieved with significant privilege, enjoying a luxurious lifestyle compared to working class. And what I made a hen, the type of hat they used to wear, and
Hello, my name is Moses, and I'll be telling you about nobles and clothing. Education. Most kids were taught by their parents. Boys were sometimes taught in castles to learn rituals and how to become a knight. Nobles lived in castles, palaces, manors, and cities. Depending on the time period, their social status, lords, knights, ladies, and dukes were in castles in medieval times. Clothing. Here. Medieval men wore a variety of clothing items, including shirts, tunics, hose, and shoes. Medieval women wore multiple layers of clothing made from natural fibers like wool, linen, and silk. This is my project that shows you what that looks like. This is what medieval men would wear. And medieval women, most medieval women, if you wear anything, you just wear some normal ones. See, I think you see. It's not easy. Okay, cool. Red. Now I'll be telling you about colors in the meaning. Red often meant power, war, and courage. Blue signifying meant loyalty and faith. Green symbolizing life, new life, and fertility. Purple represented loyalty. Black signified mourning or scenery. White meant purity, innocence, and truth. And sometimes it associated with the Virgin Mary. Gold meant wealth, divinity, loyalty, and spiritual illumination. I'm going to show you the book that I've already shown you. This is the medicine. This is the medicine that they made from herbs, but it wasn't very good. It wasn't really very good. So, this is the soap made from wood, ash, and fat. It was rough on your skin, like pumice. Okay. That's what I have to say about it.
Alright. Hello, my name is Jackson, and I'm going to talk to you about the importance of the nobles. Nobles were the most privileged class in medieval society and held power, land, and status. They had responsibilities including fighting in wars, providing services to the kings. Nobles were considered the upper class in society, typically ranking just below royalty. Here's the social chart about that. Monarchs, nobles, kings, nobles, knights, vassals, merchants, farmers, craftsmen, peasants, and serfs. The responsibilities for nobles were supplying the king with military and king. They supplied the military with weapons that they made to receive luxury and wealth, to provide work and land and protection for the people. Why were they important? Because they kept the peasants working.
Are there any questions?
Oh, wait. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. He's going to show this, guys. Wait a minute.
This is the scepter. Mostly kings and bishops mostly had this.
What about the clips?
Okay.
Here's some of the clothes they used to wear. These are 3 examples of dresses that noble women used to wear. And they were usually made of something like velvet. So,
Now, any questions?
Any questions?
Good job. Good job.
Audrey and I will be talking to you about castles, medieval castles. Do you know that medieval castles are still standing to this day without quarreling? Even medieval castles, fortified structures built during the Middle Ages, can be seen today. That is a castle that's still standing to this day. Building the castles. Who was in charge of building the castles? Well, the nobility and royalty were the most responsible for building the castles. Back then, only the wealthy and powerful people could have their castles built. Castles were built so owners and citizens could have defense and attack. This is a castle being built today. This is inside a castle. This is people eating in a castle. And this is a battle.
Hello, my name is Michael, and I'll be talking to you about castles. Castles have a thing called a guard tower, and archers go to the tower when they need long-range attacks. Medieval castles did have drawbridges, and they were the only way to get across the moat. Chambers were private rooms for the owners, often furnished with rugs and other woven fabric to keep away from. Kitchens were usually located in separate buildings to reduce the fire spreading to the main castle. What is the wall of a castle called? Shield walls and are made of stone. What is around the castle? Moats surrounded the castle to protect enemy attacks. Famous castles. The Edinburgh Castle is one of the oldest forts in the world. It has been used as a military garrison, prison, and fortress. Queens and kings have lived there. The biggest castle in the world is the Castle of Teutonic Order in Malbork, Poland. It is a medieval times Teutonic castle and a fortified place located near the town of Malbork, Poland. These castles that were just spoken about are still around today.
Hello, my name is Lily, and today I'm going to be talking to you about castles. First, we have the features of a castle. What are the features of a medieval castle? First, we have a moat, which is a ditch surrounding the castle filled with water to prevent attackers. Next, we have a drawbridge, which is a bridge that can be moved up and down across the moat whenever it's needed. Now, we have a dungeon, which was used to put prisoners in who committed crimes. And last, we have a curtain wall. This was a wall that went around the castle to protect when an attack. Next, we have the castle in Lexington, which is still around today. Rex Martin and his wife, Caroline Bogart Martin, began construction of the castle in 1969. After, they were inspired by the beautiful architecture of Europe during their honeymoon. Turn around and you'll see.
Me and Lily did these towers. I did these things, she did those two.
I helped paint the structure.
Jaden did these chains, and me and Michael made the drawbridge. Any questions?